What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Wait, I'm a Mom. I'm Alicia Ace West, and I'm so happy to have my girl here. This is Laura Wilson. She is an amazing mom to a 1.5-year-old.
Yes.
Almost 2.
Yep.
And she is an entertainment lawyer.
I am.
Which is so amazing.
Thank
Big
you.
up yourself, girl, for being able to be a lawyer and go through all that schooling. And she's also like the biggest Beyoncé fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're definitely part of the BeeHive.
Definitely.
How are you
Without
feeling
question.
about Cowboy Carter?
You know what? I didn't think that I was a country fan, but now I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Flamenco on down.
Yeah.
That's what I was listening to all day.
Oh,
today.
Nice.
And
On
since
my
it
way
drops.
here, I had to.
Yeah, definitely.
I was like, I have to, because I know Laura's going to be listening to it. So let me run some Beyonce.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I went to Houston for her
I know.
hometown show.
I was really jealous.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Wow.
It's okay. She's going to do another show, and
We're gonna be
go
there.
to multiple.
I mean, it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do.
And I got my cowboy boots now.
You know
so-
what? I need to get some. And my friend in Houston was like, I've been trying to tell you to get some cowboy boots. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm late.
Yeah.
I'm here now.
Yeah.
Run it. Like, where do I get them?
Where do
So,
I get them?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
still
just
don't
bought a white pair. I can send you the link if you
Please do.
want.
Please do.
But yeah, you have smaller feet, so you'll be able to get
Okay.
them a lot easier than me. So
Fingers crossed.
yeah, a lot of people are selling cowboy boots now.
Okay.
They're really on trend.
Okay. Well, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Because Cowboy Carter.
Yeehaw. Okay, so we like to start off with the wind down.
Okay.
Today we are drinking the J. Lore. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon 2021. It was in my house, so
Okay.
hopefully it's good.
Okay.
I heard it's okay, so we're gonna try it out together because I don't think I've ever had it. And during the wind down, we just chat about cheers. So during the wind down, we talk about your pits and your peaks, and that means throughout the week, what was something that was the lowest moment. And then the peak is what was something that was the highest moment. So something that brought you the most joy or you're the most happy about, you know?
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead.
I'll start with the pit.
Yeah.
Baby girl is in her toddler exploration era, and is trying me by touching
Welcome.
things. Oh, girl, why didn't you tell me anyway?
I told you it's been ghetto.
She's touching things, and I'm saying no.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Don't touch. And then she'll reach her hands out like she's gonna touch it, and then look at me.
Yeah. It's definitely she's learning boundaries.
She is.
That's what it is.
She is,
right?
yeah.
So she's gonna continue to like try you to
Yeah.
see how far she can go and
Yeah.
what she can get away with. And eventually she's gonna learn, and then she's gonna be like, all right, I can't.
Well, she definitely learned because she picked up the fan,
Yeah.
dropped it on her toe,
Mm.
had a big bruise underneath her toenail. She,
Oh,
oh my
sucks.
gosh, she could wiggle it. She could walk on it. So off to daycare you go.
Yeah.
And about lunchtime, daycare called me. They're like, she's limping, she's crying and holding her toe. And I was like, okay, I'm on my way. Took her to the ER. We were there for 6 hours.
Oh my gosh, no.
And she's strong.
Yeah.
So when it came time to put her on the table to do the
She was
X-ray,
fighting.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Like me and Nimoy had to like
Hold
hold
her
her. Her toe is not broken.
Yeah.
Just gave her some extra cuddles, and then it's since resolved. But
Yeah.
that was a pit.
I get
That
it.
was a pit.
Because she's just like unhappy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's also like you did this to yourself, girl.
I know,
Because
but
if you listened, you wouldn't have.
I want you to listen.
Yeah.
Because I want you to not get hurt. And for me, I don't want to see her hurt. I want to see her crying. I don't want
Yeah.
to take her to the ER.
Mm-hmm.
So the peak was the eclipse.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
You seen it?
Well,
Kind
I
of.
was in downtown Toronto and I saw the clouds.
Yeah.
But I saw it get really, really dark over
Yeah.
the water, over the lake.
Mm.
And that was cool.
Yeah. Because you
So-
had like a clear view of it. Kind of the water. No.
We
Okay.
it was
Kind of.
cloudy everywhere.
Got you.
But it was just So, I was there for the vibes.
Yeah.
Everybody came out of the office and there were people in the street
Yeah.
kind of seeing what was going on. People had their glasses. I did not.
Yeah.
I was just like, everybody's out here, so
let me come outside, get some
Exactly.
fresh air.
Absolutely.
It was nice that day too, right? Like
I mean, it was a bit nippy, but it was fine.
Yeah.
We had
I
vibes.
was sleeping, so me and
Yeah.
Nola missed it. We
Yeah.
were having a nap. I woke up, everybody's like, did you see it? I was like, absolutely not. Like, we were knocked out.
Well, for what it's
nothing.
worth, we didn't see it either.
Yeah.
We were outside.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel bad for all the people that traveled to Niagara Falls and couldn't see anything.
I heard about that. I was like, I love that people were so excited about
Yeah.
it. Whenever people are really passionate about something and you see them get fired up, I'm like, I love that for you. I'm not going to Niagara Falls. I will be at work.
Yeah.
But like, good for them. But also,
no.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an adventure for them, but yeah, I was fine in my bed. In regards to her hurting herself, Nola is a bleeder. So it's like the most dramatic thing. And she always like busts her lip. She either bites it, like she either falls and then her tooth goes through her lip or something, or she hits it and it's just blood everywhere. So I'm like, she did it twice this week.
Kids are chaotic.
I'm like, girl, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I wasn't even there to deal with it. She was at my mom's when she did it.
Oh, shout out to grandmas.
Yeah, shout out to grandma's definitely holding it down.
Yeah.
How is like your mom dealing with everything? She's good?
My mom is amazing.
Yeah.
I am the third of four, and just having one, I'm like, Mom, how did you do this? I'm like, why am I even here? The third?
Yeah.
You did that again? And I have a younger brother, and I'm like, Mom, wow.
Why?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Good for you. I couldn't keep up.
And there's not really an age gap between you and your siblings. You guys are all pretty like close in age, right?
2 to 3 years between each of us. And so it's just like, as soon as you get out of the diaper phase, you're into the diaper phase again. Like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. She's a real one. She's a soldier for real. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, no, definitely couldn't be me. I'm just like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
But Nola is like so grown now. And I'm just like, oh, you were once a baby. And some of the pictures pop up and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're like a little girl now.
Yeah.
Where's my baby?
I just, you know what? I have been missing like the baby stage.
Yeah.
I think now because she's up and moving and picking up objects and letting them drop on her feet. But yeah, when she was so small, you put her down somewhere and that's where she is.
Yeah. You don't have to
where you put
worry.
her.
She's just chilling.
She's chilling. And now I don't know if I should be concerned if she's too loud or too quiet. I don't know. But she could be anywhere.
Yeah.
But,
I'm always like, okay, no, you're too loud. Let's take it down a notch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. And when she gets quiet, when any of the kids get quiet, it's always like, what's happening?
What are you doing?
Something is not right.
Where's the toilet
know?
paper? Yeah.
Surprisingly, Nola didn't really have that much of a phase. I'm really surprised. She did like for a little bit, and we just started locking the main level bathroom.
Yeah.
So she couldn't get in.
Yeah.
But overall, she's pretty good with that. And even like playing with the toilet, I was worried.
Yeah.
You know, some of those kids just want to like play in the toilet and like, I'm grateful. She didn't go through that.
Recently discovered the toilet, but the toilet paper, she hasn't been in the toilet water, thank God.
Yeah.
But she opened the toilet seat and was looking around, and I was like, I am watching you
Yeah.
put that thing down. But she has, on a number of occasions, taken the toilet paper and just started running. So, you're doing something and you can hear the little feet, but then in the distance you hear like of the toilet paper unraveling. You're like, oh my gosh, like inflation.
Like,
do you know
not
the
know?
cost of toilet paper?
Exactly.
So,
It's pricey.
It is so expensive.
Everything. Like, you can't waste nothing,
no.
okay? Eat all your food.
All of your food.
Stop wasting paper towel
It's too much.
and toilet paper.
It's too much.
Nola really does have a fascination with water, though. So she really loves washing her hands.
Yes.
And she'll love playing with it and the bubbles.
Yep.
She's always been a bubble person, but now that she
Always.
realized that she can get bubbles in the hand, so
Yep.
she loves that as well. But overall, it's been a journey, especially since I did the last podcast. Episode, like people who are hearing it don't realize that it was actually filmed like months before, like 5-6 months before, and in that time she has changed so much. Like there was a point around her birthday, just before her second birthday and just after, where I was like, I can't do this. It was just screaming and no, and she was hitting, and I'm like, what is going on? This is not like Nola. This is weird. And I was so worried about it. I even went to my doctor. I'm like, does she have like anger issues? Like, what am I supposed to do? And then after she got sick, she got really sick for a few weeks. And then when she was out from the sickness, she was so much better. Yeah. She was just like way more happier, way more friendly, way more loving. I'm just like, dang.
She was just sick
for like 2 months.
I mean, I'm glad that you know, got on the other side of it.
Yeah. So it's just crazy how they can change in such a little time, you know? It's true. Like they're good today, horrible tomorrow.
Or even like in an hour.
Yeah. It's really crazy. Yeah. So Laura and I used to work together, and we would chat a lot about just being in the corporate world and being a mom in the corporate world. And it's trying, you know? Yeah. And I always say that corporate is not, or the work life is not built for mothers in mind. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Because it's like your daughter got hand, mouth, foot.
Oh my gosh.
I remember when you're like, I gotta go.
Yep. Hand, foot, and mouth disease. Yeah. That was not fun. No. It was just, you know, daycare, and her daycare is awesome. The people at her daycare are amazing, but it's still daycare. Yeah. And kids are at daycare, which means that you are bringing germs home.
All the time.
All the time. And so we were just like, oh, what germ is it today? And when it was hand, foot, and mouth, actually, I didn't notice the signs, but I realized that she had like early onset hand, foot, and mouth when we were in Houston. So I took her with me to Houston, not to the Beyoncé concert, obviously. Not yet, anyway. And she was getting really cranky, and I was like, what's going on? And then I noticed some like sores, and I was like, this is really strange. And she was getting a fever, and I was like, okay, we are flying out first thing in the morning. Let me just get her home. And then come to find out it was hand, foot, and mouth. And when I learned that's what it was, I was at work. Yeah. So I was just like,
I remember so I was leaving. Like, I gotta go.
I gotta go. So I had to call all of the people who I was with that weekend in Houston because they have kids, and I'm like, hey, sorry. Kamora has hand, foot, and mouth. Just keep an eye on your kids. So sorry.
My bad, yo.
Yeah, but everybody was fine. She recovered. I then ended up getting hand, foot, and mouth. Yes. That was not fun.
So what kind of symptoms did you get compared to her?
Yeah, so I had bumps all over my hands and on my face. And I had a bump that was like on my face, right in the middle of my nose. And I was like, yep, of course this would be where it would
Why come. Me?
Why? And then it was so itchy and just like you couldn't scratch it enough. So I had to just kind of be at home.
Kind of like a chicken pox?
You know what? I've never had the chicken pox before.
So you wouldn't even know. Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I know. I had it bad. My sister never had it, but that's because she was younger generation and she was able to get the vaccine, you know? But I had it bad all over the place. Still got scars from it. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm assuming it might have been like kind of like the chicken pox if it was like pretty itchy.
Yeah, I mean, we were both very uncomfortable.
How long did it last?
About 3 to 5 days. Yeah, it got worse before it got better, but then it got better, and it hasn't come back since.
Thank you.
Which
thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. I'm hoping I never see.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think when you get it once, I don't think you're as likely.
Yeah, right? I think so. I think you can possibly get it again. Yeah. I hope that we never get it again.
And it's more likely in the first few years.
Okay.
Yeah, because Nolo, I ended up taking her to the doctor, and the doctor was like, yeah, she might have like hand, foot, mouth. So she was like, just watch out for it. But nothing really like came of it. There was nothing on her hands. Yeah. She never really had anything substantial to be like, yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
But I was definitely very cautious, like, no kids touch her. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
don't be touching her face and
Yep.
stuff like that. Like, try to be mindful.
Yeah.
And then, like, even with me and her dad, like, not trying to, you know, be too much just in
Yeah.
case. But thankfully it wasn't that, because I was just thinking about your story and I'm like, damn it,
Yeah.
I don't want to get it.
No, you don't. No, you do not.
But when you did find out at work, it's like you immediately have to leave work and
Yeah.
then you have to take time off, right?
Yeah.
And so it starts making me think about the corporate world and how you usually get X amount of time for vacation and you
Yeah.
get X amount of sick days. And when you're a mom with a kid who is especially in daycare,
Yeah.
and when they get sick, it's like you have to take time off.
Right.
And you only have so many sick days.
Right.
And it kind of starts playing with you. Like when you're sick,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I just got to try to thug it out
Thug it out.
because I don't have that many sick days.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's what you're like doing?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm not really allowed to be sick.
Yeah.
I have to preserve my sick days for when baby's sick, or maybe cut into my vacation days.
Which sucks.
And I need a vacation.
Yes.
So, yeah, thankfully, I haven't really been sick. Thankfully, when I have been sick, it's aligned with when she has been sick. She has gotten me sick.
Yeah.
So it's worked out in that way. But sometimes, you know, if I have to, not sometimes, every time that I have to leave and get her because she's sick, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to do it.
Just have to do
because
it.
there's not that much options. And it's like the women, the mothers are usually the ones that are the go-to care providers. And they're the ones who have to make those type of sacrifices.
Yeah.
And like you said, you might have to start like tapping into the vacation like bank, but that sucks.
Yeah.
Because everybody deserves to be able to use their vacation for things that are actually gonna allow them to take a break, pause, explore, try like new things.
Yeah.
So I've always found that just mind-boggling that after all these years, nothing has really been changed to better accommodate that, you know?
I don't even know what the answer is.
Yeah.
Because like kids get sick.
Yeah.
And even, you know, Nimoy, he works from home quite a bit, but Kamora seems to get sick and get called home from daycare on days when he's not
at
working
work.
from home.
Oh.
So it's just like
they're scheming together.
I'm like, okay, I see. And you know, he is in the classroom.
Yeah.
So if daycare calls and needs someone to pick her up, he's not going to be able to leave. And of course, you know, if it might be an inconvenience to me, but this like that's his job.
Yeah,
right?
to be in the classroom.
To be in the classroom.
It's a little bit harder.
For sure.
At least you could be like, okay, I'm gonna work from home.
Yeah,
or
and
something.
I wouldn't ask that of him.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So I grab my laptop, pack up
like,
all my
right.
things.
Yeah,
off we go.
And then when you get sick, it sucks too.
Yeah,
because you still have to take care of a sick baby who is really needy.
Yeah,
and it's like, who's gonna take care of me? Okay. That's why I hate like when somebody gets sick. I'm like, oh,
get away from me.
I was like, because I'm gonna get sick.
Yeah.
And when I'm sick, like nobody else, you know, you just have to keep pushing.
Yeah.
And especially recently, I lost my voice a bunch, and that sucks because now I'm on the radio. Yeah. And I didn't have a voice. Thank you. But yeah, so I just feel as if there needs to be maybe a parental like sick day fun, you know, if they know that you're a parent and you have kids, then maybe they give you like a few extra days to.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. I can't say that I've ever given any of this some thought because I'm in the thick of it.
Yeah,
like, we're both in the thick of it. So I just like, as I'm moving through each day to day, fighting for my life, I'm just like, okay, are we all feeling good today? Yep, off we
good.
Go.
Okay, cool.
Yep, okay, we're gone.
Yes.
Are you sick? Daycare called. I gotta go. Okay, and now we're off. And so like having the time to kind of reflect to see like, this is really hard. What are some ways that this could kind of potentially change to make this a bit more, you know, accommodating for parents generally, I
Yeah.
haven't really had a chance to sit down and think about it, but I like the idea of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's so many things that can come up, right?
Of course.
At any given moment.
Yeah.
And especially with your daughter being in daycare,
Yeah.
you see it a lot more than me. Nola's not in daycare. She gets sick a little bit. Like, I don't know. She has been sick a lot. But in the winter time, usually it's like those periods.
Yeah.
But even in regards to daycare,
Yeah.
having set times, what time do you have to drop your daughter off? Or what's the, I guess, like earliest or latest?
The earliest that we can drop her off is 7.
Mm-hmm.
We usually drop her off between 8 and 9.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then what time do you have to pick up by?
We have to pick her up.
Yes. There's no if, ands, or buts.
No if, ands, or buts.
Yeah.
We must pick her up by 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So this is not even a daycare where it's like if you're late, they charge you by the minute.
Mm-hmm.
If you're late, they give you a strike.
Mm-hmm.
3 strikes, and they put you out.
You're out of here.
Nah.
Baseball.
I do not. I can't do it. I can't do it. So if I'm in the office, I am sprinting out of the office at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
To make sure that I get on the road to go and pick her up.
Yeah. See, that's another thing that really sucks with the corporate world is that, say, you're a traditional 9 to 5 or like 8:30 to 5 or 9 to 5:30. I know that some places, like in the States, they required you to have that extra half an hour for your lunch to make up for your lunch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some places. Not all, but there are some places.
Yeah.
It's like when you have to go and pick up your child, mind you, in this city, you're taking at least an hour.
You have
to wherever you're gonna go.
Absolutely.
Whether you're walking, you're taking a bike, whether you're
Yep.
taking a streetcar, a train, a car, GO train, whatever.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
at least an hour,
Yeah.
which sucks.
Yeah.
Because now you're frantically trying to like leave
Yep.
work
Yep.
to be able to make it to somewhere that either will fine you or give you a strike
Yeah.
for not being able to pick up your like kids early. So again, like I just feel like the corporate world has not been made for moms. They just think about the men, and it's been so like traditional in that sense for so long. It hasn't even changed. Even with I recently found out that the 5-day work week of 40 hours a week was set back in like the 1800s or something like that.
It's
like the late
2024.
1800s, or if anything, the very, very early 1900s. But I'm pretty sure it was like, it's been a very long time.
It's time.
Since that has been updated.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are like, okay, with all of the technology advancements, we should be able to have maybe shortened work weeks, remote days, and all of that other stuff. And just becoming a parent, I'm like, yes, absolutely.
100%. 100%. Because like we have to get up extra early. I have to get up extra early to get myself ready.
Yes.
I get my clothes together for the week. So I'm in the office 4 days a week. Get my clothes together for the week on Sunday. So Monday I wake up. It means I get to stay in bed for an extra 5 minutes, and all my clothes are cleaned,
laid out,
ironed,
ready.
hung up. I have a over the door hook with 4 hooks.
Yeah.
So it's literally on Sunday. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'm good for the week because I don't want to waste a minute, and I don't want to waste a decision. I feel like we have a finite number of good decisions that we can make each day, and I don't want to waste one trying to figure out what I'm going to wear. Because mornings are so
They're
chaotic.
hectic. Yeah. I've
So-
always struggled with being able to get myself and Nola ready.
It's hard.
Like I already struggled to get myself ready.
It's hard.
So then to add her,
Yeah.
there was a point, especially when she was a lot younger, where I would have breakdowns. I would go to my car, finally get to my car. Even like I could wake up hours before and still try to like, okay, I'm going to be on time. I'm going to be out this house. Behind, get to my car and just cry.
Yeah.
And I hated it. And my mom always like would say to me, like, I don't understand. Why do you feel? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if it has to do with the anxiety that I face, but it's so hard for me where it has me breaking down and making me cry. And it shouldn't be that hard, right? It's okay. something that I had to go through.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I think it's better
Mm-hmm.
than what it has been before, because you don't have to worry about really packing that much in a bag, and you know, and you don't have to worry about, like, I could just sit her on the bed and she'll watch TV and she'll be fine if I'm getting ready, compared to before, where she might like cry, might want to be held, and that takes longer.
Oh yes.
When you have to have a baby on your hip, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, things change, but that was like a really hard thing that I had to deal with when trying to get, and part of me feels bad that I never got to, because of that. I was like, oh, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't really want to leave the house, because it feels like so much more work than what it is. But good on you for being able to pick out your clothes ahead.
Listen, this
way more organized than I was.
I did that because I had really, really, really hard mornings too.
Yeah.
And like Nimoy and I tag team to get Kimura ready in the morning, so that's great. But Kimura, I had Kimura in 2022, and we're coming out of the pandemic, right? So during the pandemic, working from home, I'm in sweats like everybody else, and now I have to go into the office post-pandemic, post-baby, and nothing fit. So, you know, trying to be in this professional space and look and feel like a professional after 3 years of my body making really major changes. In the morning, I'd be like, oh, I can't wear this. Oh, didn't know this didn't fit. Oh, this is. So I just was like, you need to have your peace as much as you can in the mornings. What can you do to make each morning peaceful? Yeah. So then I started getting my clothes out.
Yeah, that's really smart, though, because I never really thought about it. There's so many times where I would try something on. I think I have my outfit in my head. I've planned it. I'm like, I know what I'm going to wear. I know where it is in my chaotic room. And then I get it on, and I'm like, oh, damn.
This is not it.
This is not working the way that it is. My pants are suffocating me. My shirt is too small now. Like, it doesn't fit the way that I want it to. Yeah. And then I'm panicking because I have to go and figure out what next. Yeah. Because I never did a backup. Yeah. In my head, I never planned the second outfit. Yeah. I just planned the first, hoping. So that's definitely very smart, and I probably should take a page from your book.
Try it out. Try it out. Because we have a little fashion show on Sundays, and Kimura gets into it, and she picks up. I mean, she doesn't even know what she's picking up, really. Yeah. But, you know, I'll put things on the bed, and she's learning her colors. So I'm like, do you like red or do you like green? And so it gets her involved. It gets her out of, like, going into my closet and pulling things down, which is what she's starting to do now. But it's, you know, we get to spend quality time together. She is starting to try on my shoes, which I was like, I thought I had at least 10 years until this happened. But it's hilarious to see her try to put her foot in my shoe and all this stuff. And it's just, it's a thing now. Yeah. And it also forces me to fold up my laundry after I've done it. So it's
not me. Still work in progress. Okay.
I too am working on that.
I can't.
I just the laundry part of it.
It's just there. Don't judge me. Everybody seems to be like that, low-key, though. Yeah, I mean, not everybody, but like there's a good chunk of people that are all the same.
All adults are like, we have to put the laundry away now?
Except for my mom.
Well, my
mom is very quick with it.
Yeah,
they're better people than us, obviously. Well, like they're able to handle more kids than one.
My mom,
multiple jobs, like
my mom
do the laundry and put it away.
The fitted sheets. My mom just folds them, and like when they're in the closet, I can't tell if it's a flat or fitted sheet. If you look at my closet, you know which one is a fitted sheet.
Mine is like,
I'm like, yeah, that one. Okay, yeah, whatever.
For real. If anybody knows how to fold those sheets, you guys are the prize.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it makes no sense for me.
Not at all.
You're gonna get what you get.
You get the fitted sheet. Yep. That's what you get.
Yeah, it's clean.
Yep.
There you go.
We won. We won the day.
Check.
Yep.
What I found was really interesting about your story was you didn't start your job. Actually, the day you interviewed for your job was the day that you ended up going into labor, which was so crazy. So before you had your own firm, right?
So when I was pregnant, I had already taken my firm to a bigger firm. So I was practicing out of a bigger firm at that time, which was an amazing experience. And so I wasn't looking for a new job, especially because I was pregnant. And so I was like, I'm going to have a baby.
Yeah.
And then we're going to figure this out.
Yeah.
Because I was working as an independent contractor at the firm, I didn't get a paid maternity leave. And this is like very common in smaller firms. And so I knew that going in, so that wasn't an issue. But the compensation structure is that you eat what you kill, essentially. And so when I was pregnant, I was very sick. Like, these blogs, the books, they lie. It's not morning sickness. It's morning, noon, evening, night, middle of the night. Like, it was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. And so if I'm being sick, then I'm not doing work.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing work, then I'm not billing.
Getting paid.
And if I'm not billing, I'm not getting paid. So it was tough.
Yeah.
It was really tough. And so the day that I was getting ready to go on mat leave, I was just like transferring all of my files. And then I saw a newsletter, and I get the newsletter every Friday. Sometimes I open it. Sometimes I wait till Monday. Something told me, like, you should open this. So I opened it, and I'm just like scrolling down, cool. And then I saw the job posting for my job.
Yeah.
So this is September 1st. In July 2021, well, actually, take it back. February 2019, I miscarried.
Oh, okay.
So we got married
I'm sorry.
Thank you. We got married June 2018. February 2019, I miscarried. And was at the hospital. And while they're doing the ultrasound to just figure out what's going on, the doctor was like, do you have fibroids? And I was like, no. And he was like, do you know that you have fibroids? And I was like, no, but I do now.
Doc.
Right. So I was like, okay. And so he referred me to the Women's Health Clinic, and my physician there was amazing. She was amazing. And we just, like, she was talking to me about fibroids. And so she was managing, their growth, just monitoring, seeing what's going on. But they had kind of gotten to a point where they were obstructing bodily functions to the point that it sent me to the ER on a few occasions in 2020 and in 2021. And so in July of 2021, I had a myomectomy. I had them surgically removed.
Okay.
And they removed 3. One was small and one was massive, like 13 centimeters in diameter, like a baseball.
Yeah.
And so I knew coming out of that situation that any pregnancy that I had, the delivery would be by C-section. So I was like, okay, I'm okay with that. So that was July 2021. Found out that we were pregnant in January 2022. The scheduled C-section was for September 19th, 2022. So now fast forward to me on September 1st, opening this newsletter and being like, I got to apply for this job.
Because it's one of your, like, dream jobs, right?
Yeah. And I, to be honest, like, and I know that we've had this conversation and you've shared some similar sentiments about, your own professional journey. But I thought that I would have to leave Canada to get this job because there are not that many options here. Yeah. So seeing an opportunity here, I was like, oh, yeah, I have to apply for this job. But I'm about to drop a baby in 18 days. Yeah. But you know what?
I'm happy you did it for yourself.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I was like, you know what? we ball. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I got my application together, sent it off.
Yes.
Heard back from HR, and I was like, yes, this is amazing.
One step closer.
Right? And so she was like, yep, I'll send me some dates that you're available. And so, of course, I'm trying to keep it as far from the 19th as possible. But then hadn't heard from them. And I was like, oh, I don't, like, do you follow up and be assertive, or are you being aggressive or annoying? And I was just like, I'm going to do it like, oh, thanks so much for the opportunity. So excited to, meet with you, just following up. And then received a reply, are you available on September 19th? And I'm just like, oh. There has not been a day in my life where I have been any less available. So I'm thinking, and I was just like, you know what? My scheduled C-section was at 3:45 p.m. It was the last one of the day, which meant that the medical, team felt like it was lower risk. Yeah. And the hospital is like the airport. Like, you have it scheduled for this time. It's probably going to be late, but it won't be early. So run it. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm available on September 19th, anytime before 1. And then I got a calendar invite for 11 a.m., 11 to 11:45. So I go to Nimoy. I'm like, so, hey, I have a job interview on September 19th. And he's like,
what? Like, girl, I'm like, you were giving birth on the 19th. He
was like,
are you aware?
Still gonna have a baby? I said, yep, we are. He's like, on September 19th? He said, so let me get this straight. You're gonna have an interview, and then we're going to go to the hospital, and you're gonna have a baby. I was like, yep. He said, that's crazy, right? And I was like, yep. He's like, all right. So
that's a lot of anxiety.
I felt very grounded. I felt very much like, this is your job. Like, when you see a job posting and you save it in your, on your computer to reference it, I saved it as my new job. Like, I knew that this job was mine. And so I woke up, because there's like, the whole thing you have to do, like the showering, the eating, the bathe yourself in whatever solution that you pay for $10. And so I did before, like, I've never had
a C-section. So I don't know this.
Oh, I guess that's only for C-sections.
Yeah. So I don't know
this. Okay. Well, I've never given birth any other way, so I just assumed that was what everybody did. So interesting.
Yeah, I didn't have to pay for no solution. I just used regular soap.
And they gave it to me in a brown paper bag, and I was like, I feel like this is a hustle, but here's my $10 because I don't
know any better.
I don't know any better.
What else am I supposed to do? You're the professional, right?
So just like, okay, here, I guess. Yeah. So I did all that. I ate, at whatever time or before whatever time I was supposed to eat, and then 11 o'clock, I went online. It was on Teams. The camera was strategically, placed
on your
to
head.
The collarbone and up. And killed the interview. Closed the monitor. I was like, oh, let's go have a baby. Let's go have a baby. And he was like, this girl is crazy. But yeah, baby arrived 4:45. Happy and healthy. And yeah, it was. We didn't know her gender going in.
Oh, okay. So it was a surprise.
It was a surprise. We had a short list of names for boys and for girls, and they're like, it was such a peaceful day, and they were wheeling.
That's so amazing.
Me. Yeah, because I knew that I was having a C-section, and I knew the date that this was happening, and so that was a Monday. The weekend before, I just had I took some time to myself to just grieve my past life, and I was like, you are never going to not be someone's mom. Regardless of what happens on Monday, regardless of what happens ever, you are always going to be this person's mom. And that's a beautiful, beautiful, honor and title and experience. But, also you're like, that life that you had before is never going to be the same.
It won't be the same. Even as much as you try to make it the same, it's still not going to be the same. Yeah. Right? At the end of the day, even if you were to run away from the life, you're still technically a mom.
Still somebody's mom.
Yeah.
Like, wait.
Technically.
Yeah. So it was very full day on September 19th.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I would have been all over the place. I definitely wouldn't have been able to say yes to that. Because, I mean,
fair.
but also I knew I wasn't having a C-section, right? Or at least a planned C-section.
Yeah.
So for me, 4 weeks, since like the new year, I had Nola February 26th.
Yeah.
From January, it was kind of anxiety because I didn't know if I would give birth early.
Yeah.
Especially because my mom had given birth early for my sister. So I seen that process and I was nervous about that.
For sure.
And then when her due date hit, which was February 26th, and she was not there, the next 10 days was like, is she coming or is she not coming?
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just a ball of emotion.
It's
so
a lot.
I wouldn't have been able to do it, but thankfully you knew ahead. So it's not even like you had to go through the whole contractions. Because if you gave birth with contractions and you're like, doing the interview with contractions.
Yeah.
They would have known.
Yeah.
ASAP that you were pregnant.
It was still a bit dicey, you know, to do it on the day. I was like,
yeah, no, definitely.
We had convos. I was like, okay, you take care of me for 45 minutes, and I promise I will take care of you.
How early from your actual due date?
So her due date was September 27th.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they give you
12,
like a little time.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was 8 days. Really.
She could have definitely came earlier
she
as well. But
surely could have. She surely could. So it was a gamble.
Yeah, I would have just felt so much anxiety, even though like to make sure that I kill my interview because you have to prep for your interview.
You have to prep.
And you're probably also prepping like after today I'm going to be a mom. So you're thinking about but it's the power to women and how we're not even if we didn't even want to, but we're kind of forced to be able to juggle both, and we somehow beautifully do.
Yeah,
you know?
It's hard. It's like that definitely was the most difficult decision that I have ever made. Do I give up a mat leave for this job that would change our lives? Or do I take all of this mat leave and be at home with baby and accept that this job may never come back around? And that was really hard.
It's a lot of living in the what ifs.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, like what's destined for you is going to be for you, right? So maybe in a couple years after, a position would have opened up for you and allowed, but you also don't know. And
you don't know.
Sometimes you just got to go and grab it.
Yeah.
And so after that, how were you able to bring up that you were about to have a baby or just had a baby? You didn't tell at all?
So I waited until that ink was dry on my employment contract. But even then, I didn't say anything until I got to the office. So on my first day of work, because I was pumping, I was still nursing.
Yeah.
And so I needed somewhere to pump. And so I said, hey, remember on September 19th when I had my virtual interview? Yep. Cool. So later that day I had a baby and I'm breastfeeding and I need somewhere to pump. Is there somewhere here I can pump? And she was just like, what?
They're like, hold on I was
like, yeah.
Surprise.
Surprise. I'm like, I just need somewhere to pump. And she's like, like you carried a baby? I'm like, yeah. Like a human baby? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, not an alien.
Just need somewhere to pump. And so it's, I have received a lot of support, which has been amazing, but it's still like, yep, I'm in the office pumping.
How you only had a couple of months, right? By the time they did all the hiring and like the paperwork and then you actually start, you did get 2 months.
I did.
To spend with baby girl, but you still had to go back in and you had to go full force.
I did.
Looking back now, do you have, like job aside, right?
Yes.
Do you have any regrets not being able to spend more than just 2 months with her?
I mean, that's a tough question, Alicia Ace West. I always feel regret not spending more time with her.
Mm-hmm.
In that time, those two months that I did have with her,
Mm-hmm.
they were hard. Postpartum is real. And
Yes.
like dealing with postpartum while prepping for a job interview
Mm-hmm.
and still coming like out of COVID times, like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard. I do feel like there are some days when I feel like, man, I wish I was home with her.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I wish that we had more time together to just be at home and just vibe.
Yeah.
But she is healthy
Mm-hmm.
and thriving and doing so well at daycare that, you know, her being healthy is what is allowing me to do all of the things that I'm doing. And it's so like crazy because I'm able to do all of these things because she's so healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I keep doing all of these things. But the second she's not, like, I drop it in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I know that didn't really answer your question, but yeah, I
No, I
always
get
wish
it.
I have more time with her.
Yeah,
always.
of course.
It's because she's changing, like you said earlier,
Mm-hmm.
changing so fast, changing so much so quickly. It's literally never enough time.
Mm-hmm.
Never enough.
Because especially when you think about like you going to work, by the time you pick her up, go home, and her being on a schedule, you only have a couple hours
Only
after
a
work,
couple.
and then you only have a couple hours in the morning.
Yep.
So, and then you rely on the weekends,
Yep.
to really spend that time. And so,
But I'm tired. I'm exhausted on the
I
weekends.
know.
Yeah.
And you want to rest. You want to
Yeah.
take your time. You don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to be go
Yeah.
with a baby that's about to enter her toddler phase. So
Yeah.
I completely get it.
Yeah.
And I feel for anybody that isn't able to, like, you made the best decision for you and your family.
Yeah.
But I feel for anybody who doesn't get to have that time.
Yeah.
I purposely for my full-time job, I took an extra 6 months.
Good
I
for
had
you.
said for the 12 months, and then I was like, you know what? I'm not mentally ready to go back.
Yeah.
Because I struggle so much in the postpartum phase,
Yeah.
and after the 6 weeks
Yeah.
that they
Yeah.
technically say is the like huge window, I guess, where you struggle the most.
That's 2 years.
Yeah.
Is it 6 weeks? Where?
Yeah.
I feel like a man said that.
For sure. That's just like the actual physical healing part.
Yeah.
But technically that's not even the same thing.
Like
So even with these women that do like back-to-back babies
Yeah.
and stuff, I'm just like, dang, like your
Yeah.
body can't even heal because it takes a while for your
Yeah.
body to heal.
yeah.
Right. But yeah, I just feel for you guys because I know I'm very grateful that I got to spend
Yeah.
time with her. Sometimes I do feel guilt even sending her to my mom's
Yeah.
for like multiple days, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to kind of like steer away from my previous job.
Yeah.
Because I was in the office too much and it didn't make sense. And
It's
I'm like,
hard.
how am I supposed to be away from my baby like these many days and feel okay with it
Yeah.
without feeling like a part-time parent
Yeah.
or
Yep.
you know?
Yep.
So it's definitely a struggle, but I commend you for being able to do that.
Thank you. I mean, I have an amazing village.
Mhm.
Amazing. There were times my mom and my sister,
Mhm.
they would come like a hurricane. They would come over and just clean, sweep, mop, wash the dishes, change the baby, hold the baby so I could sleep. I wake up, feed the baby, and then they're out the door. And it was just like, and I know I keep saying my mom. My dad drives my mom everywhere
Everywhere.
she needs to go. So shout out to my dad too.
Driver.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's just there were so many people in my life who supported my decision and wanted to see me win and wanted to do everything that they could to make that happen. So it was because of them that I was able to make that decision and keep going. 2023 was really difficult because I felt the effects of that decision, like not having a mat leave and going back to work and being in the office. We went from
Tired.
2 days a week to fully remote for a few months, and then 3 days a week, and then 4 days.
4 days a week. And the
so,
3 days to 4 days, I felt like was pretty quick too.
Yeah. That felt like lots to kind of adjust to.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I did feel like a part-time parent at first, like you said, because if I'm going to the office this many days, then I am not doing pickup, and I love doing pickup at daycare. And so, we have a routine, and so I get to do pickup 2 days a week, and Nemo does it 3 days a week. And even though like we're both doing our very best, I always feel like it's like a secret competition. He has no idea. He's just doing his thing. But I'm like, man,
he's just
3
like
days,
doing what
you
asked him to do.
I know. But I'm like, man, I want to pick her up one more day. He's picking her up more days than me. And yeah, but he has no idea that this competition's even happening. But
wait till she's a daddy's girl.
Oh,
is she already?
Girl. She, for the record, she said mama first.
Yay.
That's my girl. But then we went from mama to Laura. And she says it with such indignation. She's like, Laura. And I'm like, what did I do after all I went through? And she's like, Dada.
Daddy.
Laura. I'm like, what is this?
It feels like they betray you.
I do feel betrayed. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
It's like I had to go through all of that for you to be a daddy's girl.
She looks
audacity.
Just like him. She loves him down.
Yeah.
And like when she was sick, she was in her crib, and then she was sick, and I had to bring her in to nurse and then put her back in the crib. I said, girl, I'm working, I'm tired. You're coming in the bed. Everybody get in the bed. Let's go. And I have not been able to get her out of my bed since. Of course. So in the middle of the night,
Nola's still there too. So.
I just and it's great. Like I get all the cuddles that I can get, but she'll nurse and then be finished and then roll over and snuggle with Dada. And I'm like,
bruh, I'm the one that's gotta like take it. Like
what?
Can I get a cuddle or something?
It is betrayal.
You're still breastfeeding?
At nighttime.
Okay.
So I'm doing, because Nimoy's in the classroom, his semester's winding down. I said, bro, I'm doing you a solid. I'm going to wait until your semester is done, and then we're night weaning. So he has, at first I was like, he has no idea what he's into. She's going to scream down the place. But I tried to like tease the night weaning, and he was like, oh, come, and he put her on his chest, and she just rolled over and went to sleep. I said, wow, you're playing me.
Yeah, okay. For sure. Yeah. Absolutely. It's just a comfort thing.
I know.
She knows that it's there.
I know.
You know?
Yeah.
Nola, for the most part, after a certain while, she wouldn't wake up at night for a bottle, right? Here and there now, like last night, she actually, or this morning, she woke up around 6 and she was like, mommy bottle, bottle milk. And sometimes she does it in her sleep. So I just try to like ignore it and be like, no, go to sleep, give her a pacifier. But this time she really wanted it. But it's not like a very common thing. And I'm grateful for that, because the interrupted sleep with having to like get up, go make her a bottle. Her dad is the one that does it most of the time. Yeah. And he's able to fall asleep like nothing. So it's good for him. Like he'll just go get it, and then he's like, seems to be back to sleep at least. Me, I'm not back to sleep.
No, not back to sleep.
And waiting for her to finish drinking it. And then, she's like, mommy hair. She has a thing with like playing with my hair, even though chopped it off. Still wants to play with it. Like pull off the do-rag, pull off the bonnet. I'll put multiple layers. So it's just harder for her to get it off. Still wants to play with my hair. Yeah. So it's difficult. So hopefully when you do wean her off, she'll be like, okay, and she'll just sleep.
I hope so.
The whole night.
Yeah, I hope so. I can't tell you the last time I have had uninterrupted sleep. Yeah. Which makes it so hard to get up and go into the office, because and that's one of the reasons why I started getting my clothes together. Yeah. Because I'm like,
any minute. Don't like, can I have 5 minutes? That's better than nothing.
Yeah. Like 5 minutes. Nobody talk to me. Is mommy sleeping? I'm not saying anything. Yes. If you think I'm sleeping, I am.
Don't say a word. Don't look. Don't move.
Anything. Nothing. It's just I need to make good decisions. When I'm at work, I need to make good decisions. I need to advise people and give good advice. So making sure that I am on and can focus. I, feel like I can act as though I would have if I had a good night's sleep, knowing that I have not had a good night's sleep. Like that's really important because I'm pulled into meetings. I have, things catch on fire, and it's like, okay, how do we troubleshoot out of this? And that's like things that happen for lots of people in lots of roles and lots of organizations. But knowing that I have been up since 3:30 and covered in poo because she was sick, like that's not great.
No.
Yeah.
It's tiring. It
It's
really adds up. And that's
exhausting.
why on the weekends you kind of just want to
I want to
crash.
chill. Yeah.
And you want to chill and you
Yeah.
don't want to do the most.
No, I don't want to do a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to do anything.
I completely get it.
Yeah.
I'm still tied up in nap times. Me and Nola nap together.
Genius.
Yeah, we nap
Genius.
together.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, nap time, let's go.
Yeah.
Because I'm a
love
tired
sleeping.
girl. Yeah, I'm a sleepy girl. I love me some
sleeping.
naps.
Yeah. Listen,
I wish I could sleep better at night.
I wish one day it's coming. It's coming for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleeping gods, give it to us. Thank you.
We need it.
I actually had no clue that you had fibroids. Before that date when you had the ultrasound, did you have any inclination that
None.
that might have happened?
Nope.
Okay, so then after when you got them out, did you feel any better? Like, was there anything that's like, oh, shoot, maybe this was tied to it?
No.
Wow.
Nothing. It was really like when they were removed, they were not obstructing my bodily functions anymore. So that's really the only thing. But there's not, and I did sit down and think like, okay, growing up, like, was there anything that would have tipped me off to know that I had fibroids? Nothing.
No, nothing?
Nothing at all.
Wow. Does your mom have them? Like, was
No.
it? Because I heard that it's hereditary.
I have heard that too. But I've also heard that it is stress induced. It can be, or, a chemical, like a estrogen imbalance or something like that. So yeah, not my mom, not my sister. I know of one cousin who has fibroids, and I don't know of anybody else in my family who has fibroids. So
My mom had it. She got it removed.
yeah.
And so I know that she told me and my sister that we should watch out because it is hereditary. So I was like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Let's just add another thing to my list
thing
that
to
I
the
have to
list.
look out for,
Of course. Yeah.
And then I'm over here like Googling everything. Like, could this be the reason why? It's very interesting how you didn't even know. And it could have continued if you didn't have that ultrasound. It could have continued and just like grown and grown and grown. And then maybe one day did something and it really impacted your health.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
How was dealing with the miscarriage after it happened mentally?
It was hard. It was really hard. It's funny because, we hadn't even been married for a year at that point. And I think that we both wanted to wait a bit longer to have kids.
Yeah.
But when I learned that we were pregnant, we were like, oh, yep, we're doing this. This is great.
Yeah.
And then when we experienced the loss, I was just like grieving. I was grieving, even though initially I didn't think that we were ready, and it happened so fast.
Yeah.
And so just when I had accepted, like, yep, okay, we're doing this, then we were no longer doing this, and I, was grieving the opportunity to do it at that time. And that kind of like messed with me, because I'm like, are you ready for this? Are you doing this? You're not doing this, so why are you mad if you didn't think
Why are
that
you
were
upset?
ready?
Yeah.
But it was just it was a whirlwind of emotions. It was really, really challenging. And then I was just like, no, one day I'm going to be a mom and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever the time is right, it will happen again, and it will, go through full term. Obviously, it happens.
Yeah, definitely.
Did your partner feel like, did he have that same mental stress when you guys had the miscarriage, or?
Yeah, he was so amazing and incredibly supportive, and just because I would just like burst out crying sometimes, and the miscarriage started excuse me, while we were going to brunch. And I was like, I feel kind of weird. And then I went to the bathroom and I was like, we have a problem. And so in 2024, he still has not been to that brunch spot. Yeah.
He's like, it's okay.
I'm good on it. We can go anywhere else.
Yeah, bad memories.
Yeah, it took me a while. To go back there.
But you did go back.
It's delicious. One thing about me, baby, I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat.
You're like, listen, I might have experienced some trauma there,
Yeah.
but
the pancakes are delicious.
It's my spot.
Listen, and you know what? Like, I don't ever want to not do something because of a traumatic experience. And I felt like, because it did take time for me to go back there.
Yeah.
And I felt like when I went back there, I was like, I felt the emotion of the previous time that I was there. And I was like, you can do this. That was an experience. Like, you are okay. You are healthy. You are hungry. Go and eat.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was he had a hard time, but he didn't really show it because I had a very hard time.
Yeah. So he was trying to like hold it in, be a thug.
Yeah. He definitely thugged it out for me.
Do you think it impacted your relationship in any way? I know sometimes with miscarriages, it could sometimes divide the couples just based off of, things that the women obviously goes through. And then even the men, they don't want to speak on it and they just act like everything's fine. And then the women's like, oh, this isn't even bothering you. Or sometimes there's some men who, it sucks though, some men who are like, why weren't you able to, carry the baby type vibes? Yeah. So I feel like sometimes it can impact a relationship. Yeah. Do you feel that way?
You know what? If anything, it's brought us closer.
Nice.
It brought us closer at that time.
That's good.
He has a really good community of friends and, older men in his life who he was able to kind of chat with and get the support that he needed to then be able to kind of step in and support me the way that I needed to be.
That's amazing.
And he was just really attentive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't anything like that at all. But that journey made us, really start to think about what does, having a child kind of look like. And we tried for a while, and then we were referred to a fertility clinic. And we did all the testing and that was an experience. Like, they're really great there, but the whole process of like, IUI and IVF and all that, we didn't do IVF.
Yeah.
I don't even remember, to be honest. So we did cycle monitoring and something else. Wow, that feels like so long ago. And it didn't work. Nothing worked.
Oh.
And so we were on the list for OHIP funded or subsidized IVF.
Yeah.
And you're on the list for like an average of like 12 months, 12 to 15 months. We were on the list for, about 15 months. But you still have to pay like 20 racks or something for IVF. And I was just like, oh, okay. I guess if we're going to do this, we got to...
Can't go to the Beyoncé concert. Can't fly to Houston for it.
But OMG, I was thinking like, man, like I spent my formative years trying not to get pregnant. Now I got to drop 20 bands to get pregnant. Like, this is crazy. Sorry, mom and dad. Anyway, we were supposed to start our process on January 19th. And I was like, I want to get all the information that I can to prepare myself for this initial meeting. let me just take a pregnancy test.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did, and we were pregnant. And
Wow.
I was like,
Look at God.
yes.
You can save that money.
Girl, I didn't have it to spend.
Alone.
Yeah. Ooh,
Credit
alone?
cards.
Could you
Let me swipe
imagine?
these credit cards.
Get a baby on credit? Wow. Wow.
I feel
Wow.
like that could have been like a diss track, you know?
Yeah.
Like if Drake had to diss somebody, like
Baby on
like you needed to take out a lot of credit just to have a baby. Like, he needs to find out if that's what Kendrick Lamar did or not.
Ooh.
I'm just saying. Possibilities.
No comment.
So overall,
Yeah.
would you do it again?
Oh, you know what? Alicia Ace West. Difficult question.
Da-da-da-dum.
Da-da-da-dum. I am not actively seeking to extend my family.
Mm.
But if another baby comes, I will
Mhm.
be very excited to welcome them into
Yeah.
my life.
But it's just not your choice right now.
Not my choice right now. And like, I'm staring down the barrel of 40,
Mm-hmm.
and it was hard to
Mhm.
get Kamora here.
Mm-hmm.
And now that she's here, like, a lot of times, you know, when you're on the path to something, you're working so hard to get it, and then you don't get it, and then it makes you bummed.
Yeah.
I don't want to be trying to have another baby and then get bummed out because it's not happening, and that take time away from the quality time that I
That you
could be
get to
spending
spend.
with the baby that is here.
Yeah.
So I'm having a hard time kind of reconciling that.
Mm.
But I definitely like want to explore adoption. I would love to adopt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Aw.
love that.
Would you adopt a baby or would you adopt a grown kid or in the middle?
So that is still a live topic
Yeah.
in our home, because I feel like, you know, we can skip the diapers, we can go straight
Yeah.
into the, you know, verbalizing what it is that you need.
Yeah.
But Nimoy is very much like,
If we're gonna do it, we gotta do
yeah,
it from the
let's do
start.
it. Yeah, but I have kind of, I was like 5 to 8. He was like 0 to 5, and I was like 3. So he was like 0 to 3. I'm like, okay, well, let's revisit this conversation. So right now we're at 0 to 3. 2 to, even if we can get him 2 to 3, I think that we'll be on the same page.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah, to have somebody who's openly and willing, and both are partners, to just be adoptive parents is just a beautiful thing. I've contemplated it like before, maybe, you know, just being adoptive mother on top, because I don't know if I really want to birth.
That's the
You know,
thing.
like I don't want to go through that,
Yeah.
and obviously don't have money for a surrogate, because that's even more than 20K.
That's a lot.
So yeah, I've contemplated before.
Yeah.
You know, but
yeah. I
TBD,
thought about,
TBD.
TBD, definitely TBD. I thought about adopting even before I had explored this motherhood journey and saw like how hard it is to actually, you know, conceive and carry the child to full term and you know have a healthy baby. Like all of us being here is a miracle. There's so many things that have to happen for us to get here and get here in a healthy way, and for mom and baby to be healthy too. So when I realized how difficult that was, I was like, oof, Mom, you did this what?
Yeah.
Times? Yeah.
There's some people who can just like look at their partner and just get pregnant.
Listen, that is not me.
I don't want it to be.
I don't.
Knock on wood.
Listen,
I haven't any struggles with my one child, but
yeah.
What was your wait, I'm a mom moment? Like, when did it really hit you?
It hit me day one.
Yeah?
It hit me day one because that day was just, it was such a full day.
Yeah.
There were so many emotions of that day with the job interview and then like going to the hospital. But it was such a beautiful day because I knew that it was a scheduled C-section. I didn't have any anxiety around delivery because I was like, You're going to drug me up, lay me
Yeah.
down, cut me open, and here's a baby.
Yeah.
And
you had already had surgery before with the
already had
fibroids.
surgery.
So you kind of like already knew what
Exactly.
went down in that world.
Yeah, and I felt like that was a practice run with recovery. And actually, it was more difficult to recover from the fibroid surgery than it was from the C-section. Yeah, so the nurse, the head nurse in the delivery room was a Black woman.
Yay.
Shout out to her. And she was like, so what do you want to listen to? And I was like, listen to? And she was like, yeah, we
Beyoncé.
have playlist. Well, so...
They had playlists already? You had to pick one of theirs or?
No, she said we have playlists, but we can play whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
And so Lemonade had just... Was it Lemonade? 2022.
Lemonade came out in 16.
No, so not Lemonade. What was the one that came after? I'm BeeHive for real. But it's mommy brain.
Oh, Renaissance.
It was Renaissance.
Yeah.
Because
Because you had her in the end of
2022,
2022, right? Yeah.
Just edit that part out. So Renaissance had just dropped, and I was like, I am not trying to have this child come out to Alien Superstar because I don't
You
don't
don't want
you
an
to be-
alien?
Yeah, like just like
They're kind of like aliens, though.
yeah. I know. That's why I was like, ugh. But I was like, let's go with Bob Marley. So she played a Bob Marley playlist,
nice.
and it was just like easy,
Chill
breezy,
and-
just chill. And then the baby, then they brought Nimoy in, and I was behind the curtain. They're like, can you feel anything? I was like, nope. And they're like, all right.
We're good to go.
They cut me open. I
Yeah.
heard the crying. And then they were like, because everybody in the room knew that we didn't know the gender. And so they're like, we'll let dad announce the gender. He was like, it's a girl. I was like, that's so great. And then they wheeled her off to clean her up and do all the measurements and all that stuff. They sewed me back up. And then they gave me a baby. And I was like,
What do
wait,
you know? Like,
I'm a
wait.
mom? Yeah.
Like, oh, this is me now.
Oh, this is me. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have, I'm a very proud auntie.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to the aunties. The
Yes.
aunties are quite literally the backbone of our community.
Yes.
In my humble opinion. And I am. But I have always been so proud to be one.
Yeah.
My oldest niece is 22. My youngest nephew is 3 months younger than Kimora. And like, auntie mode, I'm in my bag.
Yeah.
I do all the things, and then I send him home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I supposed
You don't
to
get
do?
to send them home.
No, like
And
this
you do
is
things
home.
in a different capacity.
Yeah.
While feeling all of the things.
All of the things. And then people, when she is sent home, this is home. People send her home to me.
Yeah.
What?
And then you got to deal with
And
all
then
the
I
things.
can deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Day one.
We're here though.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
Do you have I want to do a mama approved. Do you have anything that has helped, whether it was advice, books, products, just helped you through your transition in this motherhood world?
Yeah. Oh, so many things. So many things. Music. Music is everything. Really, Kimora loves music. It helps her to calm down. So I have a playlist called Cam's Jams.
Aww.
And I add, like, if we have just like a random playlist that's going and I see that she's really like feeling a song, yep, add it to the playlist.
Amazing. And so is it a variety of songs or just like only baby songs?
Oh,
or?
no. She can cha-cha slide, okay?
Nice. I love that for her.
Yes. She cha-cha slides. There's Follow the Leader by Soca Boys on there.
Love that
she does
for her.
Up, down. Like, look at you knowing up and down. And then baby stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, mixture of everything. If she wants to hear Dinosaur Stomp and then Macarena, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nola's favorite song is, what is it? Harder, Better, Stronger, Faster, whatever, by Daft Punk.
Love that.
It's her favorite song.
I
She'd
love
be like,
it.
I need harder, better. And then she plays it and she goes,
Mood. Mood.
like, she's so funny when she
Mood.
dances.
Yeah.
But that's hands down her favorite song.
I love that.
She requests it all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
I
mean,
love when.
all of the affirmations in that song
Yeah.
The kids know.
Yeah, they know what's up. They
kids
know good music, I guess.
They definitely do.
All right. I want to give you your flowers because you are so amazing to be able to do what you do from, just going through your journey, things that I didn't even know, like having fibroids, having a miscarriage, going through a pregnancy that wasn't easy, having a baby, making the decision to still fight for your career and have a baby on the same day, and then everything else that comes afterwards. I'm very proud. I'm very grateful for you coming here and sitting with me. And so, yeah, I'm giving you your literal flowers.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate you. You're doing a great job.
Thank
You'll figure it all out. We both will.
I appreciate you. Thank
Thanks,
you for
girl.
having me.
Of course.
Yeah. And also, I see you.
Thank you.
I see you. You've made a lot of hard decisions too.
Yes.
And with a lot of people watching you.
Yeah.
But I'm cheering for you always.
Thank you, girl.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. We need to do a baby date, though, soon.
Pardon?
We need to do a baby
Oh,
date.
we definitely do. I would love to see them. We'll have a dance party.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Nola's in there.
Oh, yeah.
She'll be like, ice cream party. Ice cream party. I'll be like, yo, there's no ice cream.
Yeah.
Ice cream party.
Mood. Nola is a mood.
She really is.
Yeah.
She's a character.
Yeah. Ice cream party is my kind of party.
Yeah, she loves it.
So we'll do it.
Everything. Ice cream party, not dance party. She'll say dance party, but then she'll start singing ice cream party.
I mean,
ice cream party.
if there's no ice cream at the dance party,
Is it really a party?
it's not a party. And
I
Nola
get it.
and I aren't going.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. She's definitely my child. Ice cream's my favorite thing. I ate a lot while I was pregnant with her.
Yeah.
I get it now. It's all coming full circle.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, thank you again for coming. Thank you for watching. I would love it if you could subscribe to whatever platforms you are on, whether it's YouTube, Spotify, Apple, I don't know, Deezer,
All of them.
iHeart, all of the above. Subscribe, rate, and leave comments as well, because that's gonna help. The goal for Wait, I'm a Mom is to be the biggest mom podcast in Canada, or maybe even bigger. So
We're on our way.
yeah, you need to help. But yeah, that's another episode. I'm Alicia West, and this is Laura Wilson. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.